So more positions that will give you the thing. Can you see? I think this position is simple. White to play.
Yeah, Queen F6.
Queen F6. Then black queen will take on F6. Then rook will take on B6. Check. And king will go to E5 or E7. Then you will take the queen and
the pawn will win.
Exactly. Finally, when after the king is left on F6 and the pawn moves from what do you call? Pawn moves from B5 to
B6 to B6.
Right. So yeah. So this is a very easy win. But again, I mean, once you know this thing, then you can just get this right. So this was more position. We are going to look at a few more positions where the rule of the square is the fundamental principle here. Look at this position, white to play. White to play. Srushti, you can also see it here, right? You can. Yeah. I will get the chat open. Anyone wants to?
Maybe queen takes e6.
Yeah, queen takes e6.
But I really don't know what to do after that.
See, after that, okay, so pawn takes thing, and then you know what is the, now again apply the principle of rule of square.
Rook D1, rook D1.
Rook D1. Now that rook has to get exchanged. Black has to exchange the rooks, no option. Right? If the rook goes to A2, then king will go to B3 and kill the rook. So you cannot do that. So rook takes D1, king takes D1, and now
A pawn will be.
now the A pawn is unstoppable. Though black has got 3 pawns, but white king is there to interfere with the black's pawns, but black king cannot interfere with white's A pawn.
And all these positions, it's to trade, and then and somehow your pawn can go forward.
Yeah, I mean, so simplification leading to a one end game, and which is based on the but not every position here. So there are some other positions where it is there is, oh, this series of positions. Okay, we are going to see this, analyze this. This is very instructive, and this will this you will it will be you will remember this, and you will be able to use this a lot. Okay, so white to play.
Isn't it like you go for one of the pawns and then the other pawn runs down?
Yeah, but yeah, so I think you go for the, but the other pawn does not run down. That's the thing in here, in this position. So we are going to see 3 variants of this position. When the pawns are 2 files apart, right? They are, black pawns are like H and E. We will see them when they are 1 file apart, and we will see them when they are 3 files apart. And the entire thing changes. It is not in one thing. So when there are 2 files apart, which is the black pawns are in H and E, what do you think will happen here? Is this a draw? Is this a win for?
How about king to h4?
Yeah, king to h4, and then black pushes this pawn.
Take the
pawn, and you just, the other one runs down. If you take king to h5,
okay,
then e3, and then there is unstoppable.
Okay, so then go back to g3.
Correct. So you go back to g3. Okay. Now Black also has to go back to a7. King has to go to a7 because if he moves the other pawn, then black loses.
And if black king takes the white pawn, then the other
Then
pawn
the other
will push.
pawn runs through. Yeah. So black king can never take the b5 pawn. He has to only go to a7, b6, a7, b6 and prevent it. He cannot really kill the pawns. White is only in a position where he can kill it. Right? But now what does black play? If he plays e3, then e pawn is lost. So let us see what happens. Okay. So if he plays e3, then king will come to f3. Then even if you play h4, doesn't matter. King will first take the e3 pawn. Then you play h3, king will come to f3. h2, king will come to g2, and then white king is preventing the pawn. Right? So
Now what if you play
H4
king to
check.
f4?
no, it is black to play.
H4 check.
You want to see this on this? Okay, let us put this on the board. Clear board. White pawns on here. Black king is here. Black pawns are on, and white king is on g3. Okay, white to
On E4, I think.
sorry.
Pawn is on E4, I think.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not. No. Okay, so you play king h4,
I play king h4.
and then black pushes the e pawn,
E pawn. Then white king.
and then you play king g3.
Yeah. Now it is black's turn to move.
Now black plays king to a7.
Black plays king to a7. Then white plays king to f4.
Oh, the king comes in time to stop the pawn.
Yeah, king always comes in time. So even if you play this,
And then you have lots of time to bring your king in, and then
yeah, once this second pawn is lost, then it is all a win for white, right? And after that, white is going to win it very easily, right? So what happens is after king plays to g3, then white king goes to a7. No, what did we see? Whatever black plays, it doesn't help. Yeah, king a7, that's what we saw. But if king does not go to a7, then what else does? Whatever black does, black has no option. If he pushes this, then also white takes it. White is still in time to catch. Right? So
if the pawns are 3 files apart, then that means it's like impossible. I mean,
yeah, then white king is not able to reach in time.
yeah. So then the black pawn promotes, and then the black wins.
Correct.
If they're 1 file apart, it's even easier.
If one pile apart, then also black has got a tremendous defense. That's why I said that it is interesting thing. Okay, because we have seen the 2 files apart. Anyone has any questions on the 2 files apart?
Oh, the triangle thing. Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah.
it does have a defense.
It's a square over there, like from E1 to H4 makes a square.
Yeah, no, that is correct. But see, the key part is how do I say? Okay, let us take me this. Sorry, this position. Let me take it and. If the black pawns are 1 file apart, okay, then what happens? Okay, let me first put the pawns 5 file apart. We have seen it three files apart, I'll put it. Okay, 2 files apart, we have seen that white is able to win it. 3 files apart, what happens in this case?
Sir, it doesn't make a square over there, so it makes a rectangle. So white can't stop it.
Yeah, so no matter what white does, right? No matter what white does here, black will be able to push and black will be able to win here, because what happens is, what does white do? There are 2 pawns which are on the other side. Best is to stay in the middle, right? Stay in the middle, right? But then white pushes this pawn first. So what can white do? White has
D4 and then D4.
Defend it. G4.
G4, right? White king has to go to G4.
So then black will play D4.
No, H3.
Then
H3.
no, first is D4.
So then white king captures at H4.
White king captures H4. Then now he cannot reach this pawn.
King comes to G3. Pawn. Then pawn goes. King comes to F2. Pawn. The king falls 1 move short.
Correct. And no matter what white does in this, no matter what he does, he is not able to. So one pawn will divert the king far enough so that the other pawn will become a queen. Okay. So this is what happens when the pawns are 3 files apart. Anyone has? Yeah, Madhura, actually, yeah, we are discussing more things about the rule of the square only. Okay, the same theme, but more positions. Okay. So this is the position, Madhura, and white to play. Okay, now more people are joining in.
Because you said the class starts at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I think first I made a mistake. I copied over last week's thing and then I said 9:30, but I never intended last week because there was a L3 tournament, so that's why I had made it 9:30. But this week I intended 9, but I put it. So though I corrected it, I don't think many people saw it in time. So that's why we were discussing. I think 20 minutes we discussed something else and then we came over. So you have not missed too much, Madhura and Abhinav. What we are discussing is more things about the rule of the square, and this is a position when the see white pawns are connected, that is keeping the black king completely occupied. Black king cannot go anywhere. Black king cannot capture the b5 pawn, but he has to maintain the vigil. Now the other 2 pawns are there, blacks. If they are 3 files apart, then black actually wins this. There is no way white king can stop both the both the black pawns from queening. One of them goes through, right? Just check, Madhura. Just now we were discussing it, so in case you have any doubt about this, we can just quickly check it again. And just to show what happens, we saw was you are not able to reach the pawn in time. Same thing it will happen if the other pawn pushes, then also it will same thing. Black could have pushed the d4 pawn also, but just optically it is better to push the h4 pawn, because whatever happens in the, like, you have to have your instincts. The black pawn, d pawn, is much closer to your black king, so it is always better to keep that in reserve and not this one. So this is the position. Now what we were saying is, this position black wins. Sorry, go ahead.
I think when they're 1 file apart, they're still it's still a draw because the king can't come.
So we'll see it. Board editor. Then what we saw is clear. If the black pawn are not 3 files apart, but if they are 2 files apart and the white king is obviously not here, but here, right? Then this we saw, analysis board. This we saw that.
Make it white to play. You should have made it white to play. You made it black to play.
I made it black to play.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's make it white to play. And white to play here, white is able to win this easily. So the earlier position, blacks wins easily. This position, white wins easily. How? King to h4.
So what if it was black to play?
Black to play, then also white wins very easily.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
matter. Because the pawns, see, they cannot defend each other. And whichever way they advance, white is able to kill them. Kill one of them and then get back in time for the other.
yes, sir.
This king g3 is a very key move. You cannot kill the other pawn. Now, no matter what place black plays, if he plays h4 also, white will kill it and be in time to stop the e pawn. Or if he plays e3, then also king to f3, kill the e pawn and then be in time for stopping the h pawn. Okay. Right, we saw here, this doesn't help. You are in the rule of the square. Sorry, you are in the square. So this is enough. And if black does not play this, black plays this pawn, then also you come here. Even if he pushes it, you take it. No, you come here, you are still already you are already in the square of the pawn. So you will be able to kill that pawn, and then using your double pawns, you will be able to win it. Right?
We have 3 minutes left
Yeah.
for the meeting time.
So we will very quickly, we'll see what happens, or we will join back for the last position, and then there are some more positions. So we'll not rush it. So what we will do? Sorry?
The starting part is recorded, right?
Yeah, it is recorded.
Okay.
Okay, so what we are, okay, so we'll take a small break and we'll join back, and when we join back, what we are going to see the position is, sorry, this board editor. We are going to, I'll just set the position and then we will stop. Okay. So here, instead of the pawn being 2 files apart, it is there 1 file apart. Okay. This is the position we will do it. We'll come back and see this. Okay. It is white to play. Right.
No, I think it's black to play.
Did I make it black to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I think I made it black to play. So let me put it.
Because when you copy paste the thing,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. So this is the position. So yeah. So we will study this. Okay. So let me stop the recording and